Hello friends, welcome to Kamat Astrology. Today's topic is Mars-Rahu exact conjunction in Aquarius from 13th to 14th March 2026. Angarak Yog activate. So in this video, we will look at what is the impact of this exact conjunction of Mars and Rahu at the same degree in the sign of Aquarius on the world and different countries. Now, before we proceed further, let us understand a few things. What is the sign of Aquarius or Kumbh? It is the natural 11th house in the zodiac belt. And Aquarius or Kumbh represents your network of friends. It represents gains, it represents wishes, desires, and this is a sign which also represents technology and innovation. Now, right now, within the sign of Aquarius, Rahu is placed in the shatabhisha nakshatra. Shatabhisha nakshatra represents 1,000 doctors. It represents a circle and it represents healing. This is a nakshatra ruled by Rahu, and Rahu becomes very powerful in its own nakshatra. Now, what happens on 23rd February 2026? Mars or Mangal enters the sign of Aquarius and slowly he starts moving towards the Shatabhisha nakshatra, and on 13th and 14th March 2026 both Rahu and Mars meet at the exact same degrees, that is 14 degrees, in the Shatabhisha nakshatra in the sign of Aquarius. So what happens is the Angarak Yoga is strongly activated. For those of us who don't know what is Angarak Yoga, let us understand that. So Mars represents aggression, violence, domination, weapons, fire. It's a very hot planet. And Rahu acts like adding oil to the fire. Rahu is like an amplifier. Rahu is an illusion. So it is like fire meets smoke. Now what happens when Mars and Rahu come together, and especially when they are at the exact same degrees? First of all, when two planets are at the same degree, it signifies a planetary war. Think of this as two planets trying to place their feet at the same place. So they are bound to stamp on each other. And in this process, there is a war, there is a dispute. So what happens when the hot Mars, the angry Mars, its significations are amplified by Rahu? Basically, violence increases in the world and anger increases amongst people. Violent activities, terrorist activities, plane crashes, all of these can take place because Aquarius is an airy sign. On the positive side, this is a sign that represents technology. Shatabhisha is a nakshatra that represents healers and doctors. So on the medical field front, there could be some new innovation related to technology. There could be new innovations, sudden out of the box innovations happening in this time period, because both Mars and Rahu also represent the technology, the technical fields, all of these. So you could see major advances in the technical field in this time period. Some out of box innovation that can break the old traditional patterns can happen in this time. Now this looks like a positive thing, but because of this there could also be job losses. Now what is the impact this conjunction will have on specific countries? And I'm particularly worried about India this time. Why? Because India has a Taurus ascendant. So now both Mars and Rahu are transiting the 10th house. 10th house is the house of action. It is the house of karma. It is the house of power and authority. And now here you can see two malefics, two aggressive planets, Mars and Rahu, having an exact conjunction. So what this means is, in the country there could be riots, there could be large scale violence. Now, am I saying this only because of the transit? No, I am saying this because of other reasons also. Because from 8th Feb 2026 to 26th Feb 2027, India is also undergoing the Mars Mahadasha and the Rahu Antardasha. So, in the Dasha system, these two planets are highly activated. In the transit also, these two planets are at the exact same degree around that 13th 14th March period, and therefore this time can signify large scale violence in India, large scale protests. Aquarius represents group of people, so with Mars and Rahu there, it can show large scale protests resulting in violence across the country, especially in the northern parts of the country, the northeastern parts of the country. Now, Mars and Rahu here can also show fire incidents increasing in this time period. It can also show terror activities that could happen in this time period. And shatabhisha also represents the nuclear element. So, in the world, the nuclear element also gets activated. I am not saying that there will be a nuclear war in this time period, but discussions related to nuclear energy, countries not supposed to have nuclear programs, that may intensify in this time period. And if the disputes are not resolved, then it could result in war between these countries with differing opinions. Example, USA and Iran. Aquarius being an air sign, it shows that fire can happen in the air. So airplanes can crash in this time period and there could be large scale problems. And mainly I see this for India. Now, for the United States of America, which has a Sagittarius ascendant, the sign of Aquarius becomes the third house. Third house is the house of courage. It is the house of siblings, neighbors. So what this shows is, in this time, United States of America can take extremely impulsive action. Remember, Mars and Rahu together shows high impulsiveness, and it could attack a neighboring country. For Iran, this becomes the 8th house because Iran has a Cancer ascendant. So for Iran, it shows large scale destruction, large scale violence happening in that country. So here the USA-Iran war can highly intensify. It could also be USA and Cuba. But it definitely shows that this period of 13th, 14th March, roughly may not be on those same dates, slightly here and there, but the violence intensifies, and United States of America is most likely to indulge in a very impulsive attack on an enemy country. Now, is there something good here? The good thing is Jupiter is aspecting this conjunction. So Jupiter can cool down the tempers to a large extent. Now, is Mars really combust? Mars is not combust here because the Sun is at 28 degrees, Mars is at 14 degrees. There is a 14-degree separation. So Mars is not really weak here. In fact, the Sun will already enter into the sign of Pisces by the time of 14th March. So it will also meet Saturn there. And once it meets Saturn, Sun-Saturn conjunction also happens in the sign of Pisces. That is also not a good thing because Pisces represents the sky, Pisces represents the ocean. Sun-Saturn conjunction there can show disputes over the ocean and disputes in the open sky. So this could show aerial wars, naval wars, all of these things happening in that time period and intensifying in a big way, especially for United States of America and the Middle East countries. India's northern portion, the northern states of India, Jammu Kashmir, Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal, all those areas can be affected. The northeastern countries or the northeastern portions of India, Assam, Sikkim, all those regions, Manipur, Nagaland, all those can get affected in this time period, including Mizoram. Now, if you observe carefully, even Saturn and Neptune are nearly at the same degree in the sign of Pisces. And this could show oil routes getting blocked, naval wars increasing in this time period. Neptune represents the oil element, Saturn represents blockades, Pisces represents the sea. So this is why I'm telling you that these things can happen in this time period. So this time period of 13th, 14th March or a few days here and there, that shows intense conflict in the world. India needs to be alert. United States of America is likely to move into aggressive action in this time period against a neighboring country or an enemy country. Now, what all is Mars aspecting? Mars is aspecting the sign of Leo. Ketu is already there. So, this is also not a good thing for the governments across the world. So, you could see headless actions from governments across the world in this time period. Ketu is headless, Mars is a headless being, very aggressive being when it comes with Ketu. Mars is also aspecting Uranus in Taurus. Taurus is the earth element. Uranus is suddenness. Mars's influence on Taurus that can bring earthquakes, famines, fire incidents, and since this is India's ascendant, it could bring plane crashes, famine, lot of problems for the country's agricultural sector and the banking sector mainly. Remember, in this time period, both Mars and Saturn are going to aspect Taurus. Taurus is India's ascendant, and going by this logical principle that these are opposite energies, when they aspect the same sign, there is a tussle in that sign. So when the sign of Taurus suffers, that is India's ascendant, with a natal Rahu present there, you can imagine what kind of violence will happen in India, what kind of problems related to the banking system, the agricultural sector can come in India. Now, one more thing I want to tell you is, this is about March, that is the 13th, 14th March 2026 time frame, roughly that time frame is what I am speaking about. But situations will start happening once Mars enters into the sign of Aquarius, that is on 23rd Feb 2026. And 17th Feb 2026, we have a solar eclipse. So you could see situations slowly deteriorating in this time period. And definitely for three countries, USA, Iran and India, this is not a good time. Indian government will face many problems. So friends, I urge all of you to save your money, to take care of yourself, your family, and don't get involved in any violent incidents, however large the provocation may be. So the mid of March is a very volatile period, and this is the time frame when things extremely amplify or intensify. That is the 13th, 14th March 2026 time frame. So friends, I'll conclude this video here. If you like this video, do mark it as liked on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button, so that when we add a new video, you will be automatically notified. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. For any queries, you can write to us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe.